Have you ever woken up from a dream that felt so vivid, so real, that it stayed with you all day? Maybe it was a strange one walking through a house you'd never seen before, meeting someone long gone, or rushing to catch a train that never seemed to stop. Or maybe it was peaceful sitting by a lake, seeing the face of a loved one, hearing a song from decades ago. And then there are those mornings when you wake up feeling like you've barely dreamed at all, like your night just vanished in a blink. As we age, these dream patterns can shift. Some of us start dreaming more. Others hardly dream at all. And whether we realize it or not, our dreams, how often we have them, how vivid they are, even what they're about, can quietly reflect something deeper, the state of our health. Yes, those nighttime stories aren't just random. They can actually be clues. Not fortune-telling signs or anything mystical, but real, biological signals that something in your body or mind might need a little attention. Now, if you're over 60, you've probably already noticed that sleep changes with age. You might fall asleep more easily than before, or struggle to stay asleep. You might wake up early, even when you're still tired. But what's less talked about is how dreams change, and how closely they're tied to everything from brain health to emotional well-being. So today, let's sit down together like we're having a warm cup of tea and explore what your dreams might be trying to tell you. Let's start with something simple but often overlooked: vivid dreams that come more often than usual. If you've suddenly started having unusually intense dreams, especially dreams that feel too real or emotionally charged, it might be a sign that your sleep isn't as deep or restful as it once was. See, vivid dreaming happens during REM sleep, the stage where your brain is highly active. Now, a little bit of that is perfectly normal, even healthy. But if you're dreaming too much or waking up from your dreams frequently, it could be your brain telling you something's off. Maybe you're under more stress than you realized. Maybe your medications are affecting your sleep cycles. Or maybe your body isn't transitioning smoothly through the deeper stages of sleep, the ones that restore and reset your systems. I remember talking with a woman named Irene, who was 78 and sharp as ever. She told me, "I used to sleep like a stone, but now I'm up 3 or 4 times a night, usually after some strange dream. Last week I dreamt I was lost in my high school." She laughed, but then said, "It's exhausting." After chatting a bit more, we realized she had started a new blood pressure medication a few weeks earlier, and her body was still adjusting. Her doctor eventually changed her dose, and her sleep began to improve, dreams and all. So if you're dreaming more than usual and it's leaving you tired, it might be time to take a gentle look at your routines, your medications, or even your stress levels. Don't ignore your dreams. They're trying to help you understand your night. Now let's talk about the other side of that coin: not dreaming at all or not remembering your dreams anymore. You might be thinking, well, that's just part of getting older, isn't it? But here's the thing: dreaming, or at least going through the stages of sleep where dreams occur, isn't something that just fades away with age. In fact, a sudden drop in dream recall or a complete absence of dreams could be a little red flag, especially when it's paired with other signs like forgetfulness, slower thinking, or emotional numbness. When we dream, we're not just watching a movie in our heads. Our brain is actually doing important work sorting memories, processing emotions, even helping with learning. So when dreams stop altogether, it might be a sign that your REM sleep is being disrupted, or that your brain isn't engaging in those vital processes as efficiently. There was a gentleman named Robert I once met at a community talk. He was 81 and said to me, "I haven't remembered a dream in over a year." When I asked him about his sleep, he said it was short and often interrupted. He'd wake up several times a night to use the bathroom, and often didn't feel rested. His doctor had already diagnosed him with mild cognitive impairment, and the more we talked, the more it became clear that his fragmented sleep was affecting more than just his energy. It was impacting his brain's ability to clean up and restore itself each night. That's not meant to scare you, quite the opposite. Because what it shows is that the sooner we notice these changes, the sooner we can support our health in meaningful ways. And sometimes, even something as gentle as adjusting when you eat dinner, getting more movement in your day, or practicing calming breathing before bed can help restore better sleep and with it, the return of your dreams. Dreams are like quiet messengers. They don't shout, but they do carry clues about how rested you are, how well your brain is functioning, and even how you're feeling emotionally. And there's one more clue that's especially worth paying attention to after 60. And there's one more clue that's especially worth paying attention to after 60 recurring dreams or emotional themes that just won't go away. Now, I want you to think for a moment. Have you ever had a dream that keeps coming back over and over again? Maybe you're back at your old job. Maybe you're trying to dial a phone that won't work. Or perhaps you're walking through your childhood home, opening doors to rooms that were never there before. Some dreams seem to follow us like an old tune that keeps playing in the background of our nights. And here's the thing, they often do that for a reason. For older adults, recurring dreams are often connected to unresolved emotions, unfinished thoughts, or even things the body is trying to work through quietly while we sleep. Your mind, even at rest, is a storyteller. And sometimes it tells the same story over and over again because it needs you to listen. There's a woman I met through a senior wellness group named Anita, 76. She shared that she kept having the same dream for months. She was packing a suitcase, but every time she zip-on it closed, something new would appear and she'd have to start over. It was exhausting, she said. I'd wake up more tired than when I went to sleep. We talked more and she admitted she'd been feeling overwhelmed in real life too. Her son had recently moved out of state. Her close friend had fallen ill, and she was in the middle of deciding whether to downsize her home. That dream wasn't random. It was her brain's way of showing her that she was carrying too much and trying to control what felt uncontrollable. Once she took time to talk it out with a counselor and made a few firm decisions, the dream faded and her sleep improved, too. Our emotional world doesn't disappear when we turn off the lights. In fact, dreams can be one of the clearest mirrors for what's going on beneath the surface. And for those of us in the later chapters of life, they can help us untangle memories, process grief, or simply make peace with changes we never expected. So if you find yourself returning to the same dream again and again, try not to dismiss it. Instead, get curious. Ask yourself, what might this be about? What part of me is trying to speak? You don't need to be a dream expert to notice when something's being repeated. Sometimes writing the dream down in a little notebook by your bed is enough to start making sense of it. Other times, just acknowledging it aloud to someone you trust can release its grip. Now, while some recurring dreams reflect emotional needs, others can surprisingly point to physical issues that may be brewing unnoticed. For example, seniors who experience frequent dreams about drowning, gasping, or feeling trapped may actually be showing early signs of breathing problems during sleep, like sleep apnea. And those who report vivid, active dreams where they feel like they're running or fighting might be experiencing a condition called REM sleep behavior disorder, which can be a red flag for certain neurological conditions, especially if it starts suddenly. I don't say this to scare anyone, but to offer the reminder that dreams are deeply connected to how the body functions, not just the mind. If your dreams become more disturbing, physical, or even dangerous, for instance, if you're talking, yelling, or kicking in your sleep, it's a good idea to bring it up with your doctor, because those strange nighttime behaviors might just be your body's early warning system saying, hey, something's going on. A man named Walter shared his story with me after watching a health seminar. He was 74, generally healthy, but had begun waking up at night feeling like he was mid-action in a dream, reaching, shouting, even punching. His wife was worried. Eventually, SCA. He saw a sleep specialist and was diagnosed with a mild form of REM behavior disorder. But thankfully, catching it early helped him get the care and support he needed before things progressed. So don't ignore your dreams just because they seem strange. Sometimes, they're the first sign that your body is trying to adjust, that something might need a little extra care. And while we're here, I want to remind you of something really important. Dreaming itself is a sign of life. It means your brain is active. It means you're still processing, growing, reaching. Some people think that dreaming is for the young, but I believe that dreaming in your 70s, 80s, or 90s is even more meaningful, because every dream carries the weight of a life lived, a memory revisited, a feeling honored. So whether your dreams are joyful or strange, hopeful or heavy, vivid or vanishing, they matter. They're not just stories in the dark. They're clues. Clues that can help you tune into your emotional and physical health with gentleness and curiosity. And when you start noticing your dreams, not overanalyzing, not judging, just noticing, you begin a new relationship with your nights. Your sleep becomes not just a break from the day, but a part of your healing, a part of your wisdom. We've talked about vivid dreams and what they might signal. We've looked at the absence of dreams and how that could connect to deeper brain health. We've explored emotional themes that return night after night and what they might be asking you to face. And we've seen how dreams can even be early messengers for physical concerns. But there's one more clue to explore. One that often gets overlooked, but maybe the most powerful of them all. Let's talk about that final dream clue, one that many people overlook, but which can say so much about your health, your emotional world, and even your sense of meaning as you age. I'm talking about dreams that involve people who have passed away. If you've ever dreamt of a parent, a sibling, a spouse, or even a dear friend who is no longer with you, you're not alone. In fact, for many people in their 60s, 70s, or beyond, these types of dreams become more frequent. Sometimes they're soft, gentle visits, your loved ones smiling at you, saying nothing, just appearing. Other times they come to speak, to hold your hand, to remind you of something, or simply to stand beside you as they once did. These dreams are more than just memories bubbling up. They often emerge when we are in a place of transition mentally, emotionally, even spiritually. As we age, we naturally begin to reflect more deeply on life, legacy, love, and the people who shaped us. These dreams can be comforting, mysterious, or even emotional, but they are a powerful clue. They tell us that we are still processing grief, that our hearts still hold love, that we are on some deep level, still having conversations that didn't get to finish. They're not signs that something's wrong. In fact, they're often a sign of emotional openness, a willingness to feel, to remember, to heal. There's a man named Leonard who's 82. He lost his wife, Martha, over a decade ago. He told me, with tears in his eyes and a quiet smile, "She visits me in my dreams about once a month. Sometimes she's younger. Sometimes she just walks with me. I wake up feeling warm, like I've been hugged." For Leonard, these dreams aren't strange, they're sacred. And whether or not you believe in anything beyond this life, what matters is what these dreams bring you. Comfort, closure, a chance to say thank you, a reminder that love doesn't end, even when a chapter does. If these kinds of dreams come to you, consider them a sign that your inner world is alive and well, that your emotional heart is still vibrant, that your connection to life and all the people who have walked with you through it is still present and real. Sometimes when we talk about health after 60, we focus only on what we can measure: blood pressure, weight, cholesterol. And yes, those things are important. But what about what we feel, what we dream, what we carry in our hearts each night when we close our eyes? Your dreams are a part of your health too. They reveal your stress, your peace, your emotions, your memories. They whisper truths you might not always speak aloud. They help your mind file away the day. They help your body process what your waking self can't always handle. And if you're someone who has trouble sleeping, who wakes up too often, or can't fall asleep at all, this matters even more. Because good sleep isn't just about getting through the night, it's about healing while you rest. And dreaming, especially restorative dreaming, is one of the most healing acts your brain can perform. So how can you nurture your dream life? How can you create space for the kind of sleep that restores not just your body, but your soul? You don't need fancy gadgets or complicated rituals. Just a few small, intentional steps. Keep a simple notebook beside your bed. Even jotting down a phrase or a feeling when you wake up can help you remember your dreams over time and make sense of what they're trying to say. Start winding down earlier. Dim the lights. Turn off the news. Drink something warm. Let your body know that rest is coming. Reflect gently before bed. Ask yourself, what am I carrying into sleep tonight? Sometimes just naming it can ease your mind and open the door for a calmer night. And most of all, be kind to yourself. Aging brings changes, but it also brings wisdom. Your dreams are part of that wisdom. They are a reminder that you are still processing, still growing, still feeling deeply. Whether your dreams are bright and joyful or strange and stirring, whether they're about the past, the present, or something in between, trust that they are part of your story, part of your healing, part of your life. So as we wrap up this conversation, I'd love to invite you to do something simple but powerful tonight. Before you sleep, place your hand gently on your chest, take a slow, deep breath, and say to yourself, I'm ready to rest. I welcome whatever dreams come. And when you wake up, whether you remember them or not, know that your body and mind have been doing quiet, important work. Trust that. If this video helped you see your dreams in a new light or made you reflect on your own experiences with sleep, I'd love to hear from you in the comments. Have your dreams changed over the years? Do certain dreams return to you? Have you noticed how they reflect your health or feelings? And if you think someone else in your life, maybe a spouse, a friend, or an older family member would benefit from this message, please share this video with them. Don't forget to like the video if it brought you comfort or insight. It truly helps support this channel. And subscribe if you'd like more warm, practical wisdom for healthy aging, restful nights, and living with peace after 60. You've earned good rest. You've earned peaceful sleep. You've earned dreams that heal and comfort and guide you. So tonight, may your dreams be gentle, may your sleep be deep, and may you wake up knowing you are cared for, inside and out. Here's to living well awake and asleep at every age. Thank you for spending this time with me. Sleep well, and I'll see you in the next video.